Hey guys, Deli here, and I played live twin spread at locals this weekend and went 3-1. So I thought we might as well do a deck profile. This deck's pretty cool. I am missing a couple of the cards. My son stole them to play Dark World, and I don't know where he put his Dark World deck at. So we're gonna record without him. I play a little bit higher of a Fiend Engine in this build because I'm more focused on the live twin portion of the deck than I am like the sprites. The sprites are really just there for support. But yeah, let's go into the deck profile here. So to begin with, obviously, we're playing live twin. We're playing live twins. So. 3 Lila, 2 Tistil, 1 Frost, 1 Treat, and 2 Sunny. I think I think in the future I'm gonna go up to 3 Sunny, because like anytime you don't see a live twin, the deck feels really bad. Especially because I didn't play Sprind. I couldn't find mine, and so I went, okay, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal for this list. I thought I had it, and it just wasn't with me. But it did come up. My one loss was because I didn't have Sprind in my extra deck. If you just open sprite cards, your end board's actually not like that good because you don't play like the Nimbles or Frogs. So you don't end on anything like super crazy if you just end on that. Whereas like with the deck's built to go to like get to the live twin engine, so when you only open sprite cards, not even like one of these, it feels really bad. But that's okay. Anyway, well, it worked out. I mean, 3-1 still isn't a terrible record. I played mostly meta anyways. I played Mitsurugi Raziel, Crystron, which is what I lost to, and that one, like I said, I think I absolutely won that game because I ended on the same board that I ended on, except I just had live twin like engine on the board too, because I just didn't really have anything extra to do with the link monsters or like with the gigantic, and without the sprint and without nimbles, I just didn't have like a good way to push and make a strong end board. So yeah, just really weird, and I was not playing like the Melfies. This is just like live twin sprite good stuff. So yeah, and then what did I beat after that? Oh, I beat Voiceless Voice after that. And then last round was against kind of a weird deck. I played against Dolce. That deck is kind of spooky if you don't draw hand traps, but one droll and they really don't do enough or do anything. After that, for sprites, I play Pixies in this build. I'm like a fan of Pixies in general. I think the card's underrated. It's an honest, and it's just an extender for level 2s. It has like utility, lets you like help push for damage. Like you swing one thing, then you tribute and attack, swing another thing. Pretty good. I think this card's underrated. But specifically in this build, because we're leaving like Lila and Tissatil on the board, a lot of the times they're like sitting there. We just want a way to protect them so that we have it for follow-up. That's really it. And then after that, we obviously play 3 starter. I didn't play any of the other sprite spells because I was worried like, yeah, I play a pretty heavy sprite engine, but if I'm not gonna go for gigantic lines because my deck doesn't like end on anything good, to where like these are like if I open them, that's when I want them. Like I said, I'm focused on these more. So I didn't play like extra stuff for gigantic lines, so I didn't want to play like smashers and not see a sprite card, right? So we're just playing 1 Gamma Burst. From there, it's all non-engine. So really, we're just playing like a bunch of level 2 cards and a couple 1-card combos and hoping it works out, which is still a pretty good amount of non-engine, I believe. So I think it's 22. Or good amount of engine, I think it's 22 cards, so not too terrible. But for non-engine, I wanted a lot of 1-for-1 traps, or hand traps. I thought the blowouts didn't make a lot of sense. Like if I'm going first, I don't want to dib my own like live twin board. That feels pretty bad. Just like it's not the worst because you can like chain to it with like chain link 1 and then chain nib there, and it's like okay in that sense. But I felt it was a little awkward, and then it also messes with like if I'm going second, I normal summon a live twin. Well, now I have to resolve gigantic to do my live twin lines, so I didn't play cards like nib. So I just played a lot of like good 1-for-1 interruptions. So 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm, 2 Ogre, 2 Bell. So nothing crazy there. I think in the future I'm probably going to change it to something a little bit different. I might just main deck nib and say if I don't get it, that sucks. Oh well, type situations. But I also am not 100% certain I'm going to play this list anyways. I want to try to switch over to the Bell Sprite deck. I think that's really cool. And I just want to give it some more tries now that like it's like the better way to play Bell, honestly. Triple Droplet. I played this specifically because of its interaction with the live twin monsters. It felt okay. It wasn't like outstanding or anything, and it felt like sometimes I was like burning card advantage, where like if this just had been like a different card, it would have been insane. Droplet just didn't feel as good as I felt it would be this format. Like when I drew it, it never felt like crazy. It felt like I was trading 1-for-1, trading a 2-for-1 for what would generally be a 1-for-1. Because if I'm playing spread, I'm just extending through stuff, right? Like, yeah, Droplet's good in some scenarios, like, but against like the current meta, it's just average. It's okay against Detonator, all things considered, though. Alright. And then after that, I played 1 Talents, 1 Called By. I just like that. I just like the ratio, honestly. But yeah, this deck doesn't mind getting hand traps, so Talents feels pretty good. I honestly might even bump it up for other builds that have a little bit more gas than this one. But yeah, this one, whatever. Side deck, I mean, yeah, right. You just have to. I didn't play any Malice today, but I put it against Tristram because I was like, hey, this card's not that bad against the deck. And I wanted to pull out some of the. I wanted to pull out Droplet because it felt bad, and then like Imperm Veiler didn't feel that good against the deck either, so I took those out. And I put these in, and these actually didn't feel too bad. From there, 3 Droll. I played the time card. I don't know why I don't go into time with this deck. I think like the closest I got was like 18 minutes on the clock. If you're ahead, you just push through, and there's no way they win. If you're behind, you're behind. Or if you can't like play and you're behind, you just lose. So it is what it is. Double Storm, Talents, Feather Duster, and then Triple Judgment and the Double Cross for going first. Pretty simple there. I don't know. These probably aren't correct, but at least like this probably isn't correct. But I figured it's locals. There's like a good chance this is okay. I think if I was going to like a tournament where I only expected Malice Risley, I would have sided like more cards specifically against those. I think Metaltronus is really good at right now. Probably another card you could consider in that spot. Even honestly, I even considered it for Droplets, but because the Live Twins are Dark Cybers, so like a lot of decks still, even the mid tier decks like end on Masked. I would need like, and then these are Fiend Lights, so we can turn off cards with these too. So, I was like, okay, that's a maybe. Anyways, let's go into this. Extra deck, like I said, I'm missing a couple of cards here. I didn't play Sprind. It should probably be in here, but we're going to just show the list that I played without it. So, in there we played 2 Tissatil, 1 Lilla. So I didn't play more than this. I didn't feel it was necessary. I also played a Muckraker here. We're just going to like put this there for it. So I played Muckraker also. The idea is that you go through these. Usually you can get back into like this, and then we'll arrive this, and you get back to the engine that way. And then if you're still like if you still can't get to everything, you just have a Muckraker. You could argue for 2 Lilla, just in case like Called By or Bystials are pretty common. It's probably objectively correct. The way I used to play the deck, before we got some of the new cards in this, where you're like playing like Live Twin into Sprite all the time, this feels better, but I'm thinking in the future I'm gonna play this. It never got Bystialed or like Called By or anything, but like just the chance that could happen made me feel like, oh man, we probably should just not let that happen. So yeah, just kind of weird. It didn't happen to me, but I felt like I should have gotten punished for it, basically, is I think my thought process on it. From there, Gigantics, Shadow Mosquito, Indijin, and then I guess Zeus. So Dijin is what's nice is if you already do like your Live Twin combo, because like the main Live Twin on board is like really strong and it's low committal, so then if they like hand trap you and you have like a starter afterwards to play, you play this because you don't really have anything to go into that's Fiend, that's like generic, that's an interrupt, whereas like if you go into like Carrot Red and that all that, and just like sit those plus like the Live Twins on the board, you just like get super far ahead. Because you're able to like cycle their revives to like basically make your Sprite cards no cost. So that was like at least how I was thinking about it. Zeus and Shadow Mosquito, this is just like a way to help push for game. If you have like Live Twin Blue and they have like I think like a 25 on the board, you can just kill them. So seems good. Or 2,000 on the board, you can just kill them. So you're able to get to that many monsters, or maybe it's 27. Yeah. At 27, you're able to kill them with just like blue plus a Live Twin going into this like hard. So not bad. The nimble engine makes it a little easier as well too, so we're not playing that, which is why I was thinking it was 4 at 20, or I was at 2,000. But yeah, these all felt fine. I think obviously Gigantic is just like to extend and help push with linking off monsters. So nothing too crazy there. And then our more generic, and then also we played Trouble Sunny. I forgot to mention that. The current line, which obviously I can't show because the Fiend cards for it are in my my son's Dark World deck. So the line we were doing is I would do the Live Twin climb, and I would go into Trouble Sunny, and then I would link Trouble Sunny off, or I would tribute Trouble Sunny to special summon both of these back. And then we would get our draw if we didn't already, but no, we should have already. So we link those off. We go into a bow. And then you use a Bow's effect to banish itself, revive this, and you're able to pass on this with just like one normal summon, and you technically use no cards because you drew a card off Tissatil anyways. So normal summon once gets you to pop plus a draw, another like basically cycling a card, and then it also gets you to the about pop. So basically you get 2 pops, you get a lot of grind game. And if you open like a sprite monster inside of that, which is you're drawing your card, you're drawing extra. You have functionally 5 cards in your hand. One is most likely a sprite card. You can also just like end on sprite cards as well. So just gets a lot of advantage and gets really far ahead off just like reviving and like popping and just trading resources effectively. For the other links we played, I played a gigantic line that I was going for because so when you're doing if they stop you on the live twin line and you have sprites in your hand, you're able to go into gigantic effect, summon the other live twin, and then you're able to do like the live twin combo, get a draw, and then cycle back. The problem is just ending on live twin cards isn't that good. I mean, like it's good, right? But it's not what you want to be doing. You want to do something like more powerful. So what I've been starting to do is ending on a rage, and then having Yama in the graveyard. So eventually, if they have to like trade my board, then I can get my live twin engine back going, or can like force battle phase, get triggered on my own turn. So my logic there was that like my opponent at some point is going to have to destroy something, which will trigger me my live twin engine back going. So I'm able to get like my pop and my draw. And then I'm able to end on like rage into Little Knight, which like cleans up almost every deck right now. Obviously not as good into Malice. And Malice, you want to just pop their cards, but against most like pretty much every other deck in the format, like having rage Little Knight and then having like a sprite card next to it, and then if you trade so well there, and then and then as soon as they try to like make another push. So like they try to like start cleaning up the board, they have to play through live twins now, which you're gonna get them like multiple revives over the turn, and yeah, it's just a good way to cycle and grind people out of resources pretty effectively because you're going +1, you're going -1 on them every turn. It just feels really strong. So yeah, and then yeah, Muckraker. So like I said, I don't have those cards with me right now. I was borrowing the Abao, and then my son was taking the other cards. So just going through that, I was kind of rambling about a fun deck I had and a tournament experience I had with something cool.